Hey guys, it's Abe back with a new episode of Lincoln Rock Reviews. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos. I finally got my internet back on. It's been off for a while. Tried to do some videos before, but my phone didn't have enough space to do it. If you guys didn't know, I record from a phone camera, so it's kind of all I got right now, and it's the only thing that uploads quick. Because if I tried to do it with my laptop, that thing would not last. Alright, so we got a new release today. It just came out June 9th. It's actually the second album from this artist, and this artist is a very well-known artist, but he's not well-known, or well, maybe not as well-known for his solo stuff, because he's just new into the solo stuff. He started in 2011. He's actually the lead guitarist from Creed and Alter Bridge. Yes, I'm talking about Tremonti. This is the new album, Cauterize. I picked this up and I've never really listened to a whole lot of Alter Bridge. I've heard, plenty of Creed. Personally, I am a fan of Creed, and I do like some Alter Bridge stuff. Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't necessarily like Creed at all. Some extremely dislike it. But me personally, I like Creed. I like Creed. I like Alter Bridge a little bit. I haven't heard much, like I said, of Alter Bridge. And until I saw this album at Walmart when I was there, I had never known that he did his own solos. Well, I guess I kind of did. I did know about it, but I never really heard any of it before. And I picked this up and I listened to the whole CD, and I was blown away. I sat and listened to I bought something I've never listened to ever in my life, and I sat and listened to the whole album, and I was like, mind blown. I was flabbergasted at how good this record is. It kicks ass, and it's going to get rated really high. Not a 10 though. Like I said, I'm saving those 10s for very, very specific albums. But it's going to get very high. This record just blew me away. I just didn't expect what I got out of it, and I actually sat down and listened to All I Was, and I'm going to be reviewing that one as well. He also has another album coming out really, really soon. I don't know when exactly. It's basically, he kind of did, in a way, a dual album, but he made them separate albums, so they're kind of still individual releases, but they're still going to be within the same year. So we just got Cauterize, and then we will be getting Dust. We'll be doing all three of these at some point. These are probably going to take a little bit longer to do, because right now I'm kind of caught in the middle of 4 bands' discographies, and we'll get into that more later. So let's get into the album. Let's hear about the album. It starts off with the song Radical Change. It is immediate. You get this thrashy sounding guitar. It's just a fast-paced, high-octane riff, and then it goes into this really cool, just like melodic and well-natured, like post-grunge type style vocal, and it just blends together perfectly. And it definitely catches you when you hear it for the first time, and that was instantly probably one of my top 3 favorites off this record. The other one being, actually, this album was just too good for me, to be honest. I'm just going to be straight up honest. This album was too good for me to pick full-on favorites. But when we go on to the second track, Flying Monkeys, this one is definitely, it's a little slow. It gets a little slower, and it's much more groovy and in your face. It's got a lot of groove and melody, and it works really well together, and it's definitely catchy. It has the chorus line is catchy as hell. That I noticed a little bit in a couple, like 2 or 3 of these songs, or 4, maybe 4 or 5 actually. I apologize. 4 or 5 of these songs have really, really catchy choruses. Then it goes on to the title track. Cauterize. This goes back into the little faster paced style guitar, like guitar playing. And the one thing I noticed with Radical Change, Cauterize, and the fourth track that comes after Cauterize is they are all at a very similar speed pace, and for sure, Arm Yourself and Radical Change, you can get those two mixed up, and I feel like that could have been changed. I feel like he should have paid a little more closer attention to it. Maybe again, though, I will give him the benefit of the doubt that it could have been to make the first tracks very high octane, and then end on more of the pure melody based, groovy, melodic style songs towards the end of the record. I also feel like those songs, the speed you could have added some maybe some different style like squeals, or added some different stuff in there to make sure it was immediately noticeable that it's not the same riff. At first you can't tell, and that's my biggest gripe for this entire CD, is just that. Cauterize, definitely, it's a great title track. It's just a good song in general. I like it. The chorus again is one of those very catchy choruses. Arm Yourself. It's got a very catchy line at the very beginning of the chorus, and but the catchiest part of it is actually in the verse. This is another faster, higher octane song. Then it goes into, I'd probably say this is probably my favorite song. It's a hard tie between this track and the seventh track. This track is called Dark Trip. This is very, very melodic. It's very musically interesting in nature, and I definitely like the song. It's got good lyrics. He has some great lyrics, and that's one of the things I noticed right away, was he has some good lyrics backed with really awesome just kind of guitar riffs, and it works well, and they're good songs. They are absolutely good songs. Then it goes into the single, Another Heart. Another Heart is actually, I didn't realize this, I didn't know it was on this album, I thought it was on another album, but it is on this album. It's the single for this album, and it kicks ass. It's groovy, it's got a catchy chorus again, it's got that, it's just, it actually is kind of, again, a culmination of some of the other songs, and some of the success from all these other songs. And definitely was a good choice for a single. Then it goes into Fall again. This also could be this is the seventh track, so this could be the other track that I really enjoy the most. I love this track. It starts off with this really cool guitar effect that blends kind of into the song, or fades into the song, and it's got good hooky, punchy, catchy melodic riff. I just have to say I really, really, really enjoy his guitar riffs. And the other thing I really like, more so on the first album that I noticed, was when I really started to be like, yeah, was his vocals. I love his vocals. Now, some of the other people I talk to, that's what they dislike about it, which is weird, because I really feel like I like Mark's voice better than Miles Kennedy's voice, and some people are the opposite of that, and I prefer Mark's voice. I think it's just awesome. I love this album. I love the first album. Can't wait to hear Dust. I'm definitely a huge supporter of Mark Tremonti now. And I already liked PRS guitars. I liked that Les Paul kind of style that he uses. I think that's awesome, and definitely, you can hear just great sounds from this, and it makes me want more PRS guitars. You know, I don't have an actual PRS just yet. I actually have a couple Jacksons myself, but I'm definitely going to get a PRS now more than ever, just because I love the guitar sound that he has achieved on this record. It's great. It kicks ass. Then it goes into Tie the Noose. This is another one of those songs that, although every time it comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, can't forget about the song because it's a good song. It's just the fact that there's already on the record 7 good songs, and then you get to an 8th one and you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. Usually records don't do that very much. You have like one, you know, you go for 3 songs and then, oh, there's that song that about, and then it goes back into more good songs, and then there's maybe another song in there. This album, no chill, from 1 to 8, man, solid, nothing but good songs. The 9th track, I still like the song. It's a good song, but I'd have to say it's my definitely least favorite. It does get a little too soft for me, but it has a good vibe still to the song, and it has good craftsmanship in the song. And I still like that, and it's not a bad song by any means. And then it goes into Providence. This kind of is still a little bit lighter, but it's more the kind of like musically evolved or moody type of song, kind of like Dark Trip. And but it's more of a brighter side, so I'd say more of a major minor scale. Can't remember that stuff right now. I don't know why I was trying to bring that up. Anyway, I'm just like in the zone for this album because this album is great. It really is. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'm glad I bought this. I just don't know. I just kind of randomly bought it, and I'm glad I did because it's a great record. But that's it. Those 10 tracks is the entire album, Cauterize. It's I assume it's probably about 45-50 minutes. Each song's about 3 to 5 minutes. You know, kind of the regular run times of songs for hard rock. You know. And it's a great album. Definitely go pick it up. This right here. Make sure it's this cover. Just making sure. Buy it. That's my first and foremost suggestion is buy this record. It's great. It's worth it. It's worth the money. It's worth just the listen in general. Go listen to it. Go buy it. Just support the hell out of this record because it's great. If you are into hard rock, you like bands like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Stained, just the modern hard rock bands. If you like Creed, if you like Alter Bridge, you're still gonna like Tremonti. It's definitely has some differences. It has like a blend of those two bands, but something new and something different that kind of stands on its own as well. And I think that's what you can tell, like Tremonti, you know, how much he influences those bands sound-wise. And you're like, okay, yeah, you can feel that. And it just makes some great records. I loved All I Was, and I'm going to express that one too. I think there was literally only one song off that entire 12-track album that I disliked. One. And honestly, it wasn't a dislike. It was kind of like sympathy. It was just more like a, it's alright, it's not bad. But that record is kick-ass too. We'll get into that in its own separate video. My favorite song by him in general for everything he's done so far out of his 22 tracks that he has right now. It has the song Brains. I love that. Love that song. It's my absolute favorite song right now. That and Orchids by Stone Sour. Those two songs are like competing for my favorite songs. So yeah, go check out Cauterize. My rating for it is, and I told you this was going to be high, a 9.5. 9.5 out of 10. This record just kicks too much ass. It really does. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely going within my top, 10, top 15 favorite albums right now. I'd actually say I like All I Was better than this album, but this was the album that introduced me to him as a solo artist, so I have to give this one a hell of a lot of credit. I'm actually gonna say the next one's either gonna be tied rating wise, or it's gonna be a 10. But I have to decide when I do the video. So if you really want to see that video, you want to see more videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be hopefully uploading more regularly. I still do uploads. Some of them were very spaced out. I'm kind of just getting back into this. I'm done with school finally, so I actually have a little bit more free time to sit and do some videos. Just take 10-15 minutes, whatever it takes to do a video. Speaking of 15 minutes, we are at that mark, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Gonna be another few videos. I'm gonna start the Breaking Benjamin discography tonight as well. I might even do an August Burns Red CD tonight too. Thank you guys for watching.